Hey everyone, if you're trying to decide whether this 48V deck motor is actually worth swapping into your RZT-S42 Zero-Turn Mower, stick around. I'll show you exactly what it does, how it fits, and whether it's the right move for your setup. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've been running a 2021 Cub Cadet RZT-S42 for about 2 seasons now, and I have to say, it's been a fantastic machine. It's handled everything from dry fescue to thick summer Bermuda with ease. However, last month the deck motor finally gave up on me. I was in the middle of a long mowing session, and suddenly the blades just stopped spinning. At first, I thought it was just a loose belt or a clogged deck, but after some troubleshooting, I realized that the motor had indeed reached the end of its life. Instead of dropping another $100 at the dealer, I decided to hunt for an OEM replacement online. That's when I landed on this 924-04140/724-04140 unit. The first thing I noticed when I found this motor was that the listing clearly called out compatibility with the RZT-S42. I thought to myself, this could be the exact replacement I need. But, I've been burned before by incorrect listings or outdated product information. So, I still double-checked the serial numbers against my mower sticker just to be safe. I highly recommend that you do the same, especially if you're not familiar with the intricacies of your mower's model and year. That little extra step saved me from ordering the wrong part, and it could do the same for you. Once I confirmed that the motor was compatible, I went ahead and placed the order. The shipping was relatively fast, and the motor arrived in a sturdy box with plenty of padding to protect it during transit. When I opened the box, I was pleased to find that the motor was exactly as described, no surprises, no missing parts. The build quality was evident right from the start. The housing is solid steel, not some flimsy aluminum shell that bends if you look at it wrong. The label is laser etched, so it won't peel off after a season of sun and rain. I've seen cheaper aftermarket motors that look identical in photos but arrive with chipped paint and misaligned mounting holes. This one arrived clean and ready to bolt on. Install day rolled around, and I was a bit apprehensive about the process. I've never been a huge fan of tinkering with electrical systems, but I knew it was necessary to get my mower back up and running. The motor slid right into the deck without any drama, which was a huge relief. The wiring harness matched up perfectly, no cutting, no splicing, no extra adapters. I popped the battery back in, hit the key, and the deck spun up on the first try. That alone was a huge relief after wrestling with a stubborn old motor that barely had enough torque to cut wet grass. Since the install, I've had a chance to put the new motor through its paces, and I have to say, I'm impressed. One of the biggest perks I've noticed is the quieter operation. The new motor runs noticeably smoother, and the vibration through the seat is basically gone. My neighbors mentioned they couldn't even tell I was mowing until I waved at them from the yard. If you've ever dealt with a deck motor that sounds like a jet engine revving up every time you engage the blades, this upgrade is night and day. I've also noticed that the motor seems to be more efficient, as I'm getting slightly longer run times on a single charge. I've also put about 15 acres through the deck since the install, mixed conditions from dry fescue to thick summer Bermuda, and the cutting quality has stayed consistent. No more uneven strips or clumps of uncut grass. The deck height adjustment still works smoothly, and the belt tensioner didn't need any readjusting after the swap. I've been keeping an eye on the motor's performance, and so far, it's been rock solid. No issues, no complaints. Another nice touch is the overall build quality of the motor. As I mentioned earlier, the housing is solid steel, which gives me confidence that it will withstand the rigors of regular mowing. The laser-etched label is a nice touch, as it ensures that the motor's specifications and serial number will remain legible even after extended exposure to the elements. I've seen too many cheap aftermarket parts that look good at first but quickly deteriorate over time. This motor, on the other hand, looks like it was built to last. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind before you hit buy. First, make sure your mower's serial number is listed in the compatibility section. I've seen folks order this exact motor only to realize their unit is a slightly different year or trim. Don't assume that just because it's the same model, it'll work. Take the time to verify the compatibility. If this sounds like the fix you need, check the link below and grab yours before your next mow.